I normally don't start the show off with a bomb drop like that. But I gave it a go. But all right, good people, let's get it. Let's get it going. Let's get it started. About to get it popping. Let's go.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's going on? What's going on, good people? We are in the building. I'm doing a quick sound check to make sure the sound is right. That's the best I got for a sound check, to make sure that the circle is pulsating. And Black Wolf Inc. in the building with the first super chat, and I regret to inform you, coming to you like I'm bringing you a folded American flag with this information. Black Wolf Inc., I regret to inform you, I do not have your special greeting ready to go. I apologize. I said I would. I promise I will get on it after I get off the show. I got to pick my kids up. Got to take them to a dentist appointment. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get the special Black Wolf greeting with a wolf howl and the NWO. I'm have all that ready to go for you. I got you, but not right now and not today. But shout out to you, salute to you. And Snuggles ain't having it because she came right with it. As soon as she saw you drop the 5, she came with it. Electric Alligator in the building. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early before we even get things started. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Perry, who just came through and hit me with a Cash App. D-Rock Den, who hit me with a Cash App last night when I was on Mr. Palmer show. He hit me with a Cash App then. I didn't formally acknowledge him, but shout out to Electric. I said alligator. I meant to say agitator. I'll be calling you Electric Alligator. That's what my brain do. Yeah, Electric Agitator. In my mind, I said alligator. I don't even know if I said it out loud, but Electric Agitator. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who make it in bright and early. Daryl L. II, E. Capone in the building. Excalibur, Mr. Shane Vicious. Shout out. Tariq Smith, sincere cracking up, laughing my ass. Oh, yeah, try not to cuss. Said LMAO already, cause the title. Shout out to SKC, Supreme King Coon. He says this subject could easily spiral into a war. Some people's hearts are very close to Roland Martin's political views. Yeah, I'm hoping that it don't spiral into a war. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, because I think even if you support Roland Martin, if you watch this video, I'm going to play some of it. Probably shouldn't play too much of it because Roland Martin kind of big now. He closing in on 1 million subs. When you got 1 million subs, you can get people channels flagged easy. So I do got to be careful with that one. But shout out to SKC. I saw your intro you got going for Ike. That was pretty awesome. SKC be doing some good work. SKC be doing some good work. Highly recommend his work. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc., who does not have his special greeting ready to go, but I appreciate. And once again, a special shout out. I keep referencing it as much as possible. Me and SKC had a really good debate on whether or not macroevolution is a science. Really good debate. He came really prepared. He came with it. I won by a little small margin, but he definitely came more prepared and made me go back into the lab and do a lot of research on some things. And I've researched a lot of the stuff that you said, that you brought up. So I'm ready. If we do it again, SKC, I'm ready for some of the stuff you threw out there. In fact, I'm going to send you some links and some articles, and hopefully you could send me some more links, send me some links and articles, and we could cross-reference and read each other's information. That way we're more ready, more. Sometimes they do that in debates. I've talked about that before on the air. I don't know if you heard it, but sometimes they do that in debates. They send each other the stuff. Like, this is what I'm going to be talking about. I want you to know what I'm going to be talking about so you can be ready for a response. So you can't say you're not familiar with that study. I want you to be familiar with the study before we argue about it. That's one way to go about doing debates like that, because it can turn into a situation where one person could bring up something that the other person haven't read, and I'm like, okay, or you're like, okay, so just to avoid that, that's probably how we should do it next time around. But shout out to SKC. That was a real good debate. We got Snuggles in the building. Says, Black Wolf, I am going to need you to stay on one stream. You are doing the Jessica X right now. Shout out to Snuggles.
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive.
Queen Q says, finally. Oh, she was waiting for me. She was waiting on it to start. Oh, Little Big Nate might have something to say about this one. Oh, yeah. Definitely say you'll be texting me later today. Actually, I thought about you. I was going to get you to ride shotgun on this one, but I came up with it at so last minute. I was like, I'll do it solo. Hopefully you'll come up later. But yeah, we definitely need to get together to make something happen. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you're still here and heard me. That's the best way to do it if we do that again. The subject is so vast. There's so much stuff I could pull out and bring up. Like when I'm talking about the endogenous retroviruses, I'm sure you would have liked to known that that's what I was going to talk about, so you can study it and study the rebuttal for it, and then that way we can have a legitimate conversation about what's wrong with what I said. And then when you bringing up stuff about Stephen Jay Gould and punctuated equilibrium, which I understand what that was, but the specifics of what he was saying, I did need to reread that and know going in what we're going to be talking about. So yeah, that's the best way to do those kind of debates, because it is so much. So that's, if we ever do it again, that's how we'll do it. So yeah, I'm glad we agree on that one. But no, it was a fun and interesting debate. I highly recommend people go and check it out. So on to the subject. We got 100 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button as we get things going. Only 105 people in the building, only 45 on the likes. Let's get those likes up. Let's hit that like button. Let's make this thing happen. Let's get it going. We got Judge Zilla the Beast in the building. I bet you like King Kong versus Godzilla. or Godzilla versus Kong. It was Kong took that L. Sure you liked that, didn't you? Anyway, BP, AMC, and GME, research them. Take action. Buy me a bottle of your favorite booze as a thank you. Do not get left behind. I own some AMC. And I did notice that it went back up. Now, it didn't go up significantly enough for me to, do a happy dance, but it did go back up, and so yeah, AMC is on the rise. AMC is on the rise, which is good. I do own some AMC stock. So shout out to Judgezilla. Out to Corey Harris. New to your show, like the format and the wisdom shared in your platform. Thank you very much. Appreciate you for coming on through. Appreciate you. Glad you like it. Shout out to you. Glad you like it. Black Wolf being back in the building. He says, Captain, I would love to stay for the show, but I gotta work both jobs today, and I haven't slept yet. Catch you on the next show, fam. I think that is a ow. I think that's what that was. I think that's how you spell that. At least I think I got that right. Shout out to Black Wolf once again. Blazer Stampede says got in at 10. All right. Let's get this thing going. I'm late to the party on King Randall. I've been hearing people talking about him. I didn't hear anybody really cover when he went on Roland Martin, and it was ridiculous. Even Roland. Okay, so that happened. My bad. It was 149 people in here. It dropped to 132, I believe. Feel y'all stuck with me. No, I'm still here. That was my fault. That was an unforced error. When I went to pull up Roland Martin's video, I did it on the same StreamYard tab. So I just basically bumped myself off. Now, big uncle, your Uncle Roro probably ain't playing. I'm taking a risk covering this.
Fan club. Every dollar that you give to,
because I don't know. I'm thinking Uncle Roro don't play that, covering his stuff and being critical of it, but we'll see. I'm taking a risk. Hopefully people come back on in. Make sure if you're in here that you hit the like button. Make sure that you hit the like button. Chaos. Sounds like I said chaos rain jiggling the Ethernet cable. Yeah, shout out to Leo Anthony. He was over there with me and Mr. Palmer yesterday. Shout out to everybody who came over there. A lot of people that are sub to me that didn't know about Mr. Palmer went over there and subbed to him and super chatted. I like to see that. I like to see that when I do a one-on-one with somebody that I could bring some people over there to their channel. I know I like to. I like to support brothers. I like to support brothers in this space. So definitely. The audience coming back on in. But I booted myself off the air. But yeah, fair use, nigga. Supposed to be trying not to cuss on this one. Can't get it right. Can't get right today. But all right, we got the numbers right back where we was at before it dropped off the air. So I appreciate everybody coming back on in. But yeah, I'm late to the party on King Randall. I didn't really understand the full. I would hear his name, but I didn't really, research it or take the time to look at it. For those of you who don't know, this is a 21-year-old brother who built the school and is doing so much for black boys and young black men in general. Like he's doing the thing. He's doing it. All the talk that a lot of people be talking the talk about doing, he's actually doing it. And he's a conservative young brother, and that's pretty much the genesis of what's going on here, what we're talking about here, because your Uncle Roro was not going for it. Even though this brother was doing everything that Roland Martin or any black person who's remotely reasonable would generally agree is a good thing, he still he was upset with him just because the young man didn't have a D by his name. He didn't claim to be a liberal. He spoke about doing it ourselves and picking ourselves up, and he basically spoke conservative talking points. He didn't say that he was a Republican, but he said that he was a conservative. He believes in a lot of conservative principles, and Roland Martin had a serious problem with that. Just off that basis alone, never mind what he's doing for young black men, Roland Martin had a serious problem with that, with the fact that he's just not claiming to be liberal. And when people get all conspiracy theory about it and say that the black Democrats, the black liberals that we see on TV, they have white liberal handlers who tell them what to do and all of that. I don't get all into that. I know some people do. I respect you, do your thing. However, I'm sorry, it did look like that. It did look like he was just on a mission to do whatever he could to try to bring this young man down. It was just weird to even listen to. And one thing that was encouraging, before I even start playing the tape, one thing that was encouraging is that your Uncle Roro, his audience wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna blow that up real quick. His audience wasn't feeling it. He got 5.7K thumbs up to 9K dislikes. Oops. But he got let me take that back. I don't be going around just disliking people's videos, but he got 5.7K thumbs up to 9K thumbs down. So shout out to Roland Martin's audience for what I can only describe as standing up for what's right, regardless of your political views, trying to grill this young man, this 21-year-old who built a school, who's doing the work. Do the work. He's doing the work for young black men and boys, getting them into trades and all kind of stuff that we talk about here in this space. He's doing it. He's doing the work. Shout out to Big Mag the Fisher. What in the Mr. Potato Head is going on with your avatar? What the hell is that? SKC is dropping King Randall's website in there. I appreciate that. But shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. But man, that just look weird at best. Damn. All right. Carrying on. Lamont says Roland is looking like Cleveland Brown Jr. Appreciate the $2 super.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Super Duper says, wait, so Roland created a legit school. Oh, no, sorry. So Randall created a legit school for boys, and you know who we still waiting on? You know it. The guy who, instead of doing what he got to do to get the school built, rather hate on Kevin Samuels for taking over market share of the hearts and minds of black women. But yeah, that's definitely what's going on. Silent Lamont says Roland looked like Dr. Hibbert. I don't know who Dr. Hibbert is. I don't. So you like 2 out of 3 right now with the jokes. You 2 out of 3.
Man, I got $2 for you, man. I know I'm a little short, but you know, you come.
You 2 out of 3 with the jokes. J3 says, God bless Saints Kevin. He says, Umar be getting the rakes. LOL. And we got, hold on, gotta drop it. I gotta hit it again. We got the Crypto Gang podcast. My man in the building. Y'all know how it go. Whenever that brother swing through, be dropping his link right now in the chat. Be dropping his link. Y'all need to get over there. That is Crypto Moses leading brothers to the promised land. Right now, I know Bitcoin is down. Ethereum was way up, but then it dropped down a little bit. So he probably giving some good info on what to do right now. I think I know what he's saying when that market dropped down. Buy more. I know that's what he hitting y'all with. I haven't even been able to listen to him the last few times that the good brother has spoken, but I pretty much know that's what's going on right now. When it dropped down, buy more. Because it's going to be shooting back up. You want to buy when it's low so you can profit when it's high. Shout out to the Crypto Gang podcast. He says, King exposed the scammers and con men in the community. All these race hustlers complain about the man has his foot on their necks. He built the school at 21 years old with no money, while Umar can't do it with millions of dollars. Shout out to the Crypto Gang podcast. Make sure y'all going over there. Yeah, there you go. He said it. I ain't even had to hear him say it, but I already knew what he was on. He was like, buy more. When it dropped down, buy more. If you know it could get, I think it maxed out. I think it was at 66,000 at the most. It's down at 42,000. You know it's going to shoot back up. Go and get some of that. Or get knowledge on, the other little things, the smaller coins, the coins that's worth 5 cents, the coins that's worth less than a penny. Put a couple thousand on those. Go get that money. Oh, somebody said, I gotta get to that. Somebody said Dr. Hibbert is the black doctor of the Simpsons. Wow. Shoot. Mr. Shane Bitch is in the building with the super chat. He says Randall should be out saving strippers and praising the drag queens, not building schools. Then he'll be a real black man like Moist Johnson. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the support, everybody coming on through. Super duper in the building. As I already acknowledged, said Dr. Hibbert is a black doctor off The Simpsons. Man, y'all are good. Y'all are good. I had no idea what that I always called him the black doctor off The Simpsons. I thought that was his name in the credits. So I didn't know that he had an actual name, Dr. Hibbert. Wow.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Learn something new every day. Cool Kamazi says, good morning, Bernard. And the chat salute. Shout out to Cool Kamazi.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
And also my man E. Capone. Oh, you got a wrench over here. Oh, you think you was trying to get you a wrench on Mr. Palmer's show. I can't give you a wrench over there on somebody else's stuff, but you got one over here. Appreciate the support. Big Nate, cut it out, little Big Nate. Auntie Umar. I use your term. I shout you out every time. Would you say that Auntie Umar, would he qualify as a pillow biter to you? I don't know. Would you? That is a horrible reference. That's a horrible thing to call another man, little Big Nate. Yeah, you got. It's funny, but you almost got to stop calling them pillow biters. You almost got to cut that out, man. That is. That's a bridge too far, little Big Nate. Calling these grown. Oh no, I'm not. I was good with that one. His name start with a P, so Paco the Pillow Biter. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. It got a ring to it, even when you're trying to be respectful and not, personally attack. But that Paco the Pillow Biter has a ring to it. I can't deny that. It flows. It rolls right off. It does. Yeah, Silent. I get it that your references run deep. Your references run deep. He said, did Sister George bribe her way back to a wrench yet? She tried. And she brought the heat. She came with it. She dropped $100 on the super chat and was like, I deserve the wrench. The brothers held the line. They held the line like the 300. It was like multiple $100 super chats on the board. Like, no, keep her out. It is what it is. They held the line. They weren't going for it. She almost got back in. Now I felt some type of way, like I said on that stream. I felt some type of way receiving money from her. I didn't want to receive the money from her. It's kind of, yeah. I compared it to when your skanky auntie give you $2. The ice cream truck came by and you need $2 or so. Your skanky auntie reach into her bra and hand you $1, and it got skanky auntie musty titty sweat on the dollar, and you like, you know what? I don't even want no ice cream. I thought I wanted some ice cream. I'm good. That's how I felt about Sister George sending me money. It's like getting money out of the bra from the skanky auntie with musty titty sweat on the bra. Musty titty sweat on the dollar when she hand it to you. It's like, ugh, I'm straight. I mean, I know I'm not the only one that the skanky auntie hand you some money out of her bra and you just like, never mind. Can't be having sour titty sweat on the dollar when you hand it to me. That's just, nah, I'm good. Yeah. So no, she don't have a wrench. The brothers have spoken. The brothers have spoken. It was a vote. We actually put it to a vote, and it was like a 30 to 22 vote or something like that. There was a lot of brothers in her corner. And then after the vote, she tried to buy it. And then yeah, they the brothers came through and shot it down. She almost got it. She almost vetoed the vote with that $100, but Goshen came through, dropped $100. Grown Man Business dropped 50. Somebody else, I think, dropped 100. They was like, no. But Fatal Dose of Sage in the building says Bernard Riley is in no way giving financial advice, just his opinion. See a financial advisor about your investment. Thank you, Fatal Dose. Thank you, Fatal Dose. I appreciate that. That was a necessary statement. I am not a financial advisor. I was giving my opinion. That is absolutely correct. Thank you. I think brothers should be investing in something. If you have $2,000 laying around in your savings, I don't think you should let it sit in your savings. That is my opinion. But you can definitely get with a financial advisor about what you should do with it. And if you have enough money to take some risk, crypto is not a bad place to take some risk, because there is some risk in it. Thank you for that Fatal Dose. Because my crypto is looking good right now, so I be getting excited, like telling brothers, man, put something on it. But I have to pump the brakes, like, hey, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to make your own decision. You got to do your own research. Thank you. A needed super chat. Much needed super chat. Now I saw another one. I do want to get into this video, but dun, 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 dun. Gay Bay came in the building and says, wow, Bernard is a hater for real. Somebody supports your channel and you diss them? How could you? If you know the history with me and Sister George, which you do, we stay cracking jokes on each other. We stay roasting on each other. So cut it out. Cut it out. Her $100 super chat had some musty titty sweat on it, and I didn't want it. She reached in her bra and handed me $100 with skanky, ain't musty titty sweat on it. Cut it out. Straight simping. Leave Sister George alone. Give her her wrench back. Shout out to Gabe. Gabe cool people. He cool people, but come on, man. Red Things of Blues in the building says donation Bernard sending you a follow-up email for the 29th. I read that. I didn't reply to it. But no, we got confirmation on the 29th. I am good to go on the 29th. All right. I appreciate everyone who supports the channel. But you can support the channel and still get roasted if you handed me money with musty titty sweat on it. All right. Let's dig into this. We got 230 people in the building. Y'all hit the like button, as Leo Anthony has been prompting and suggesting. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, as many others have been prompting and suggesting. Hit that like button. Holy shit. Rodney Rainey, Bernard Riley, I am wondering also, why don't you like Sister George? Actually, I don't dislike her. Me and her have like a Martin and Pam type relationship. Like, we talk shit about each other and roast each other for fun. Now, she did some ratified stuff in this space that I thought was some bull, and so I like kind of boycotted her a little bit and took her wrench on my channel for how she was conducting herself and disrespecting brothers in this space on another channel, not even her own channel. She did some low down foul stuff. And if a woman has a wrench on my channel and she's going to be going out here in these manosphere streets, she must conduct herself like she got some damn sense. And Sister George kind of crossed that line. I didn't start disliking her. I just took her wrench. I just took her wrench on my channel. That's all. That's all. So it's not a why don't you like her? I mean, I actually I actually do. I enjoy talking to her. We do got good, on air chemistry when we either debating a subject or roasting each other. We do that is undeniable. So in that sense, I do like her as a colleague in this space. Put it like that. Shout out to Saludim El Rahim. # free curling. And here comes Ty City. He says, "Got to take Jessica X wrench too, if that's the case." Her wrench was on life support when she was coming at Steve the Dean sideways. Now, the only difference is she was debating the merits of the points. It was on the same stream. She was debating the merits of certain points, but she was coming at him sideways. So I was like, "Ooh, she tripping. She tripping." Because one thing to debate the points, she was trying to rip his balls out the sack, and so I was just like it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary and personal, but it was still kind of on the merits of the point. It was kind of on the merits of the points, and she didn't do like Sister George did, where Sister George went up there and called a grown ass man, a grown ass respected man in this space. She got up there and called him more bitches than what Tupac called Janet Jackson in Poetic Justice. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. We can't let that ride. Now, I understand that Jessica X is a pretty savage debater. And so, and then what she was doing was in line with savage debate. So it wasn't just outright, just blunt, bold, just disrespect. Sister George displayed a type of disrespect that if she talked to him like that, she'd talk to anybody like that. She just got disrespect for men in general. That's how I looked at that. Jessica X was debating a point, but was getting a little too it was going too far. And that's one thing that can happen, where a woman could be on the side of the men in this space and will go from lioness to hyena if she thinks she's talking to a man that people in this space kind of really don't like. So you could be an out-of-pocket bitch if you think most of the men that you roll with don't like this particular guy. So if you turning it on and off, yeah, the man should question you. And that was a factor in the equation too. Everyone comes as Steve the Dean, and he does provoke it. But she was borderline. No, okay, cut it out. I ain't riding for Steve the Dean. She ain't lose her wrench. But I felt like she was going a bridge too far. But she ain't completely go out of bounds like Sister George. Oh, cut it out, Ty City. That wasn't. She was responding to one dude who said some stuff in Obsidian's chat that basically was like, I'm glad my son turned 18, then I'm done. And she was just arguing, you're not done as a parent just because your son is 18. I agree with her point, but my point would be that's not her fight. It's men in this space who are fathers, who got custody. When men get on some bullshit talking about not taking care of kids or this or that, we tend to moderate that and check that and have conversations about that. So I personally didn't think that was her lane. No. So there's that. But no woman is safe. Any woman can lose her wrench on my platform if I catch her in the Black Manosphere streets acting like a goddamn ratchet hyena, out of pocket, whatever. Leo Anthony, I do know the history. Whatever the history is, it don't give you the right to say, oh, I caught him on a panel. I'm about to hop up on the panel and call him more bitches than Tupac called Janet Jackson in Poetic Justice, and it's okay because they have a history. No, it's not okay. The shit is not okay. Like, damn, I ain't about to talk about it no more. The shit wasn't okay, and I took a wrench. That's not a damn act of war. Like, God, grabbing your shields, this is Sparta. Against a card-carrying member of the sisterhood. Like, shit. All right, let's get to this topic. What was the damn topic? Y'all made me forget. All right, here we go. We revisiting when King Randall went toe-to-toe back and forth with Roland Martin. Going forward, anything that King Randall does, I will support, I will promote, I will put it on my little sort of jumbotron and support the brother. I will sleep on this one. I didn't see it when it happened, but I do think it's worth revisiting and taking another look at. And so we're gonna revisit it. I pointed out earlier that the his crowd turned on him. He got 9K thumbs down and only 5.7K thumbs up. They were against him coming at this young soldier the way that he did. So he's about to roll some of the beautiful beam footage, and hopefully Uncle Roro don't get my stuff taken off the air.
To us supports our daily digital show. Only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Joining us right now is King Randall, one founder of the X for Boys organization based out of Georgia. So, King, explain why in the world you're conservative, correct?
Yes, sir.
So please explain to me why this bill, why Republicans are pushing for a voter suppression bill when last year we saw record turnout in Georgia, record turnout. So why would they want to restrict voting when you just had record turnout in Georgia?
Well, let me start off by saying you had me mistaken. I'm not a Republican. I do consider myself conservative.
No. Actually, I didn't say Republican. I said you're conservative.
Okay.
I said you're conservative.
Right, absolutely.
That's what I said.
Right. Yeah, I was saying that because you called me a Republican on Twitter. However, with this particular bill, I don't consider voting my particular fight. I do consider voting an asset to us and maybe something we can use as a tactic to help. But as far as us pushing voting all the way out, like voting is going to be some systemic change for the Black community, to me is not the way to go. If you look at the human anatomy of the body has as many different parts. And I do respect you guys' fight, in regards to voting, but I don't consider myself fighting for the right to vote that much.
Do you not vote?
We hadn't got anything.
Do you not vote?
Government. Yes.
All right. So already out the gate. I think is that a new one by, did I miss one from Snuggles? In the building. He says, do you need a hug, Bernard? Just let the people know what it is. Your true gripe, Bernard. Don't worry. It's just us. And no one... What the fuck? See, the reason maybe I'm reading that differently because I imagined it in the Snuggles Bear voice. Like, read the last part of what she said, but imagine it in this voice.
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive.
So y'all can see why it kind of made my skin crawl. Yeah, Snuggles been tripping lately. That's right. Said Snuggles got a basement waiting on Bernard. It's gonna be like Misery. All right, moving right along. Moving right along. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Now I forgot what I was going to say. He's bringing him on out of the number of things that talk about this guy. Talk about King Randall, about his school, everything that he's doing for young black boys. He just want to find something to pin him down about and argue with him about something that Republicans are doing wrong, even though he's saying he's not a Republican. And then he tried to say, oh, and I didn't say you were a Republican, but he called him a Republican on Twitter. I think he insulted him and called him an idiot on Twitter because the boy said he was a conservative, and then he wanted to label him a Republican, ignore the work that he's doing, and then just try to argue him on a random talking point that's not even something that's big and important to King Randall. That's his actual name, King. It's that they named him King. And AC Star Talk Radio is in the building with the same type of energy, insulting the brother just because he ain't voting for where you think he ought to vote, ignoring the work that he's doing. But in another breath, you will turn around and criticize brothers who are conservative. Y'all ain't doing no work in the community. Y'all ain't doing no work in the community. Then you find one that's doing work in the community. You just want to say, you're a Republican, though. You're a Republican. It's like, come on. Like, come on. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Everybody should be on board with this. If you show me a liberal, somebody who vote Democrat, but who's actually doing the work, I'm going to support that brother. I mentioned Q Butter on this platform before. Every time I've heard him speak on a platform, he said things I disagreed with. I agree with him on nothing. But the fact of the matter is, Q Butter, he has an actual school that's built. I donated money to it. Not a lot, but I saw somebody post a link, and I was like, oh, cool. Donated some money. Because you can go on YouTube and see an actual video of that black man in the school that he built, teaching black children. If you can't look at that and see that's generally a good thing, I got a problem with you. I don't care where Q Butter vote. He's doing the work. That's where I'm at with it. But Roland Martin and some people in the chat, apparently, come on, little big Nate, cut it out. You vote with the strag, you're a strag. I understand the logic, but if somebody who votes with the strag, but they're also doing real life work for young black men, young black boys, I can support them in what they're actually doing, even though I disagree with them on where they vote, because they don't understand that in many ways what they're voting for is undercutting the work that they're doing. But I still can acknowledge that, hey, that brother is doing the work. If I could do that, it seems like Roland Martin should be able to do that. But all Roland Martin want to do is bring him on and try to make him look stupid for being conservative or voting Republican. And Roland Martin don't even know where this young man even vote. You don't know who he vote for. You just know that he's conservative.
Sir, I vote, absolutely.
Okay, so when you say you guys just fight, first of all, there are multiple fights, there are multiple issues we can be concerned about. Voting is one of those issues. Are you not concerned that Republicans in your state are trying to restrict access to the ballot for no reason other than they are pushing the lie that Donald Trump also pushed?
Right, absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying. However, again, that's not my fight. I believe.
No. I know. I asked you a question. Ask your question. And the question is this here. Do you believe Republicans in your state are wrong to be pushing this voter suppression bill?
Can you give me the list of things that's all on the bill? Because I know you said the voter ID.
Well, no. Here's a perfect example. This particular bill.
That was a really good point that he's asking too, because a lot of times there's so much stuff packed in on a bill to where when they say Republicans are trying to do this or Democrats are trying to do this, but the bill is 50 pages long, or the whole thing is 50 pages of I keep pausing King Randall at a bad moment, but but it be so much stuff in there that it ends up turning into just an easy political score a point type of thing. I just want to try to score a political point because there'd be so much stuff packed into there.
Bill right here gets rid of no excuse absentee balloting. Republicans in Georgia passed no excuse absentee balloting 15 years ago, thinking it was going to help them. They're angry because you had people who voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and also John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won. So they're changing the law because they're angry they lost at the ballot box. But for 14 years, it was fine until last year. Is that, again, do you consider that to be egregious on the part of Georgia Republicans? Why would they change the law because they lost? How about making a better argument for the voters?
I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I'm not against you there. I definitely think that is an issue that I believe you guys could fight. But that, again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue to fight?
Fair use, nigga. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. What we're seeing is a failure for Uncle Roro to understand that somebody else has another thing that they focus on and they specialize in. He's trying to get on this young man. You ain't walking, marching, standing, sitting, squatting, rolling over, and playing dead the way that we want you to. Even though what you're doing is good, we need you to be for this and put this letter by your name.
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die.
Let me rewind that one.
For the voters.
I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I'm not against you there. I definitely think that is an issue that I believe you guys could fight. But that, again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue to fight?
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And
that is worthy. I swear these people be listening to the manosphere. That talking point came right out the manosphere. Me and Mr. Palmer was talking about that. The Black Lives Matter chicks, fist in the air, all the whole works. They love fighting for black men when they're dead, but will currently treat a living, breathing black man like trash. But they're gonna fight for him while he's dead. Shout out to King Randall for that one. And yeah, a big boss. He's giving him a hostile interview. Like, this ain't time to give somebody a hostile interview. Like when the feminist dude came in here, I tried to give him a fair interview, but it did get hostile. It did turn into a hostile interview. There are some people that are worthy of a hostile interview. How is this worthy of a hostile interview? Like, that blowed me away when I looked at this. But just the mere fact that this young brother said something that I just feel just clipped right out the manosphere. He's about supporting young brothers before they die. Not holding a sign and putting a fist in the air for them when they dead, but doing what he can for them before they die. Shout out to him for that, man. Shout out to him.
But that again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue to fight?
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote, but I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be all end all.
No one says the be all the end all, but it's a part of it.
But you guys promote voting like it's just going to change like the systemic outlook of the black community. That's not where it's at. We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So so define do for self.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets when I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in our communities. You shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiotic about that statement at all.
So when you say do for self, like what? Explain that.
Okay. For example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self, and I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them skilled trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia, to combat us being in the government-funded schools that are not teaching our children what they need to learn. So that's what I mean by do for self, simply getting up and going out and do it.
So
I beat the stereotype.
Now, everything that he's saying right there, that's what Roland Martin felt necessary to give a hostile interview to. When I say, look, from the black manosphere, with all the criticism, with all the flaws of it, the things that he's talking about, getting young black men into the trades early and often, that is where it's at. The school system, if you're trying to go from high school to college, unless you going into STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, unless you knocking it out the park on the SAT test in the math and science section, and you can actually go in there and get you an engineering degree, by all means, go ahead and do that. But other than that, getting brothers into the trades, that's where it's at. That's what the manosphere has been on for a while, getting brothers into the trades, trucking, all of that stuff. So yes, I definitely applaud what he's doing, and it is an embarrassment that Roland Martin, out of all the people he could give a hostile interview to, he's giving it to this young brother. That is insane. That is insane.
That I'm young black in America and I can't do anything because somebody's holding me down. Absolutely not.
So a question.
Teenagers went and go ahead. Me and some teenagers went and bought a school, and we just bought a school bus simply from going out and doing work. We decided to go fix our own communities. I'm not expecting anything from no politician. I'm not expecting nothing from Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and nobody. We're gonna go do it for ourselves, and that's what I believe we need to be doing. I can vote, sure, but nothing's gonna change in our community.
So you went to
Man, he killing it. Man, he is killing it. Thank you, SKC, for dropping that link in the chat.
Nothing's gonna change in our community.
So you went to the juvenile court system. Is that not government?
Absolutely.
So when you say purchased a school, and this school is going to be what? Private school, charter school? What kind of school is it going to be?
No, it will be independently owned. This will not be funded by the government.
No, that's why I asked you. So it's going to be a private school?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a boarding school.
A boarding school. And then for the folks to be able to afford to send their kids to the boarding school, what kind of mechanisms are they using in Georgia? Their own funds? Are they using school vouchers? What are they using?
I can't hear you. Say that again for me.
I said, what mechanism are they using to send their kids there to pay for the school? Their own money, or are they utilizing vouchers from the Georgia government?
Absolutely. So for our school, we're financed completely by donors. We have many donors that have given yearly endowments to our school that will be able to pay for these students to come to our school for free. Many people believe in our mission, and we're making sure that young black men, where we live, where we don't have any rehab programs for juvenile offenders to even get out of jail and stay out of jail, we have people that believe in our mission that are trying to send children to the Expo Boys for free. We have many people that are trying to send kids to this boarding school to be able to take care of themselves. That's what I mean by doing for self. We got to simply get up and do it.
So you don't believe that government policymakers play any role whatsoever in being able to impact the lives of black boys and others in Georgia?
If we take them out of that government system, we don't have to worry about that. I keep saying,
how is that? So no, hold on. So here's the question. Hold up. Here's the question. Mm-hmm. How do you remove someone out of a government system when we all live in government systems?
Okay, being literal, absolutely, we all live in the government system. Absolutely. However, you can do things to remove most government from your life.
How?
As far as trying to get yourself.
Man, oh my goodness. He is killing it. And again, that's what we talk about here. It's about keeping it to a minimum. Yes, there is a government. The government, they control how fast we can drive, stuff like that. You should have your life constructed in a way to where the government is going to have as minimal of an effect on it as possible. Roland Martin is being petty. That pop filter. Roland Martin is being petty, saying, but we all live in the government system. Everybody's a part of the government. If you're doing this, if you got a birth certificate or a driver's license, you're part of the government. Are you not? So you do believe in government. So everything else that you're saying must be BS somehow. When he's talking about minimizing it, we obviously understand that somebody pick up a trade, they're going to work and make money from that trade. They're going to take care of themselves. They're going to be able to buy some property, own some property. Yes, they still will have to pay taxes on the property. So in that sense, they still are connected to the system, but they own a piece of it. They own what they know how to do, their ability, their work ethic. They're owning that. They're not dependent on nothing. They're not relying on nothing. They're not out, breaking the law, committing crimes, falling into the prison system or doing none of that. He's talking about that. But Roland Martin is just staying right there on that. We got to be dependent upon the government. Like, how is he fighting against somebody saying that we have to bare minimum fight to limit the amount of influence and effect that the government has on our lives? We talk about the white man, and shout out to Obsidian. He talk about how white people don't have no effect on his life. They're involved in his life as he wants them to. He may call them, if he got to do business with them, you do business with them, send them on their way. Ramil talk about that. He only gonna deal with them if it's an equal partnership. Other than that, he ain't dealing with them. He working for himself. I work for myself. He talking about doing it bootstrap, keeping white people out of our lives as much as possible, keeping the government out of our lives as much as possible. Roland Martin is sitting there with a vein in his forehead, angry. Look at their heads. I'm sorry, I don't mean to roast right now, but if anthropologists dug up their skulls, 10,000 years later, dug up their skulls, you'd think those were two different species. Like, how is that possible? Damn, they don't even look like the same species. If you just look at their skulls, they think they dug up something else. Yeah, right on. Honey 60. Oh shit. Yeah. Look, y'all just be going too ham now. Honey 69 says Honey 69. Really? That's your YouTube name? That's the name you chose? But anyway, he says, look how King is holding his head up. Thank you for your commentary, Honey 69. Now I gotta click on you and you. Okay. Little known fact, I don't know why Honey 69 reminded me of this, but y'all know in Friday, Miss Parker, Miss Parker, yeah, Miss Parker, she just turned 71 today. Not today, this year. Miss Parker from Friday just turned 71. And so I looked it up and did the math, and apparently she was 44 when she was in Friday. So Miss Parker, I knocked the dust off that pussy. Okay. Yeah, she was 44. And I never really understood, because the term knocking the dust off that peace sleeve, that is a term that you use for somebody who's old and, you know, their vag hasn't had much work recently. Oh, she full of shit. She said my grandkids called me honey, and I was born in '69. Yeah, right. Don't try to spin that. You on here 55 years old in a Manosphere YouTube chat room with a name Honey 69. You 53 years old with an OnlyFans. Cut it out. I don't know who you think you fooling. Oh, my grandkids called me honey, and I was born in '69. Yeah, bet she be handing her grandkids money when she reaching her bra and handle money with titty sweat, salty titty sweat. Okay, I ain't gonna go there. Let me handle your grandkids money with salty titty sweat on the dollars. But no, that's she out here 57 years old with the OnlyFans in a Manosphere chat room with the name Honey 69. Somebody click on her name. We about to get down to the bottom of this one. Yeah, I know. I stopped the show and click on somebody's name and see what's going on. We got to get down to the bottom of this one. Hold on. How do I go to? I don't know if I can still just go to the page. They be changing stuff up. Hold on. Let me do it this way. We're gonna get to the bottom of this one. All right. See, I know if I type in Honey 69 in the YouTube search engine, I'm not gonna get nothing. Because there's probably a lot of Honey 69s out there who of course the grandkids called him Honey, and they were just born in '69. Okay. Being born in '69, I think that would make her 52. So she's 52, trying to get her OnlyFans jumping off. But anyway, yeah, Miss Parker is 71 years old. 71 years old. Nope, I can't find her. If y'all could find that page, she probably deleting stuff right now. She probably making she probably making it private. I bet anything she got a few video selfies. Bet anything she got a few video selfies. Yep, see, I got it right. Yeah, she said I'll be 52 in June. Honey is 69. Hey, it's people in and around the manosphere who can get jiggy with that. I'm just saying, they can. 52 ain't a cutoff age for some of these brothers. You might be in business. You might be in business. Get that money. Get that money. You might be in business. This is how did somebody come in your chat with such ridiculous names and audacity of these people who wouldn't make up zero names like that? I wonder. Thank you, Snuggles, for the super chat.
Hi, I'm Snuggles.
I missed some more super chats. Shout out to Silent Lamont. He says girdle sweat. Shout out to AC Star Talk Radio. Bernard, I don't agree with the interview. I don't agree with the young man's politics, but I salute his efforts. That's where I'm at with it, AC Star. Real talk. Like I said about Q Butter, I tend to disagree with most of the stuff that come out of his mouth, but the brother is doing the work. He got a school. He built the school. He doing his thing. I sent it a few dollars. You know, I applaud work. I applaud hard work, effort, and actually getting something done. I applaud that. Some of y'all sent some super chats that I missed. Shout out for the super long shot beats. Sent a $5 super sticker. I appreciate that. come give me some sugar, baby. When when the stuff you say to your grandkids and the stuff you say to young men you trying to holler at is exactly the same, then that's how you know you've been in the game too long. When come give me some sugar, baby. When that you could say that to your 5-year-old grandson and a 25-year-old boy you trying to when you using the same lines on the men you having sex with and your grandkids. Oh man. Yeah, man, it got my whole chat room smelling like white diamond. She got on white diamond and Liz Taylor perfume. Oh man. Oh man. Y'all be killing me. Y'all be killing me. Oh boy. Boy. Icy hot on the knees. Man. That's a good question, Jessica. How tall is Roland Martin? He looked like he's probably legally a dwarf in some states. Let me check that out. I'm gonna type in Roland Martin height. Oh no, he's 5'10". He's 5'10". He just the way he built and the size of his head at 5'10", that would make him like the tallest midget on earth because he has midget proportions. Even though he's 5'10", he's still just a really tall midget because his proportions and ratios are that of a midget. So he's just a really tall midget. He's the tallest midget on earth. But shout out to Honey69. You can go ahead, go on and drop that OnlyFans on there. Go on and drop your OnlyFans. You can drop your OnlyFans and pick up a few customers off my chat room. You know, go on and do your thing. Go My bad, people. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. I made the same rookie mistake I made earlier. I made the same rookie mistake I made earlier. How long have y'all been down? How long was I out of commission? I was wondering what was happening to the views. Because I was sitting here talking but not looking at the screen. Shit. I made the same rookie mistake earlier. You know what? I always do that. Nope, I didn't fix that problem. Okay. There's a way that I could fix that problem to where it won't happen again. Damn, I apologize. We was roasting Honey 69 real good. Was y'all there? Okay, the last thing I remember saying, I think I messed up when I went to go look up Roland Martin's height. He's 5'10". Did y'all hear that part? Damn, January man, really? You gonna say Bernard and Honey exchanging info? Come on, man. I'm trying to look at the first comment to see exactly where I was at. So it was about 11:10. So I was down for like 3 minutes. All right. So let me pull up Roland Martin King Randall again. Damn, my bad. We was rolling. We was rolling. I went back to playing the clip and everything. We was on fire. So let me pull this clip back up. I got it fixed to where I won't make that mistake again. But the last thing I talked about is last thing I remember saying that at least get y'all back up to speed, because I was talking for a while and couldn't nobody hear me. But yeah, so somebody had asked how tall was, or I think Jessica X asked how tall was Roland Martin. I do believe that he's legally a dwarf in some states. At least I believe that. I looked it up. He's 5'10", but he does have midget proportions. So even though he's 5'10", he's like the tallest midget on earth. So that's where that was the last thing. I think that was the last thing I said before we got cut off. We were talking about Honey 69 in the building. Told her she could drop her OnlyFans in the chat room and pick up some customers. Because Honey 69, that's not she's not being provocative with that name. It's because her grandkids call her Honey and she was born in 69. She is not advertising anything, but if she has an OnlyFans, she can drop it, because I'm pretty sure that it's some brothers in this space who 52 is not a cutoff. 52 ain't no cutoff. Yes, we suspect that Honey 69 has an OnlyFans. That's what we suspect. So come give me some sugar, honey. Give me some sugar, baby. And lines like that, you can say it to your grandkids, and you can say it to a 25. Say it to your 5-year-old grandkid. You can say it to a 25-year-old man that you're trying to holler at. When those lines are interchangeable, you've been in the game too long. That's yeah. Oh yeah, they want that. They want that honey. They want that honey. They want that honey. I don't got the cape on for Honey. That's kind of, more if anything, I roasted her. I said she be handing her grandkids money with salty, reaching in her bra, handing them salty titty sweat money. That ain't caping. That's roasting. That ain't caping. That's roasting. Somebody want me to put her on the paddle. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit. I'm hella mad because we was trending towards 400, and then I made the rookie mistake again and clicked myself off of the air. But without further ado, We about to get back on with the tape because it was getting good, but Honey threw off the show. Honey 69, who's not in here advertising. Not in here advertising.
Being literal, absolutely, we all live in a government system. Absolutely. However, you can do things to remove most government from your life.
How?
As far as trying to get yourself out of food stamps,
How?
trying to get yourself off of welfare. You got to go work. You got to get jobs. You got to get out here and go and do it.
So hold up. So hold up. So I'm just curious. So if somebody doesn't have a job, are they not applying to government for unemployment benefits or insurance?
Absolutely.
So how can that person remove themselves out of government when that's what government provides?
Absolutely. Well, my thing is trying to make sure you're not allowing the government to finance your whole entire life. As long as you're giving somebody the right to feed you, you're giving them the right to starve you as well. People are living their whole lives off the government systems. It was at the day the government decide, well, we're gonna cut food stamps, we're gonna cut this and cut that. What we gonna do? We have people out here living off those systems. So I believe we in teaching our people how to go survive without the government. That's my biggest thing.
But again, though, you keep saying I'm trying to understand. You keep saying how to survive without the government. You act as if a young black boy who comes into your program will not interface with government in any way. They will interface with government still driving down the street. They will interface with government trying to get a driver's license. They will interface with government trying to get a voter ID. They will interface with government trying to apply for financial aid to go to college. So they're going to interface with government in many ways. The point I'm saying is, doesn't it make sense that black folks should be engaged in a political process to where we are impacting policy that also impacts us? Or are you saying that doesn't matter at all?
I only believe that we should breed politicians in our community that we raise ourselves. People that are funded by white Democrats, white Republicans alike. If you were funded by anybody white, I don't believe you have the best interest of our community at all. I don't care who you are. Whether you be Raphael Warnock, John Ossoff, Kelly Loeffler, or what's his name? The other guy that was running. I don't care who you are. You don't have the best interest of the black community at heart because we are not funding their campaigns fully. I believe that we have to raise our own politicians, which is what we're trying to do in our program. We are going to put them in government. Some of them want to go run for positions, but we know we bred them in our communities.
But what? Hold on. See, not
nothing. White Democrats that came and gave us and spent millions of dollars on all these ads and got folks all riled up about these guys. For you to come keep black people remain a Democrat Party and the Republican Party side chick. They only come to the black community when they want our vote to get off and then disappear. We don't never see them again.
But here's the thing:
I can more or less stop it right there. I did put the link in the chat. I'm disappointed that I got cut off. I don't even know how much y'all missed. But we got two topics on the table right now. The topic of the main show that I came in to talk about. It's funny. I love how the show get derailed in a good way when it go down a funny path. Because when Honey 69 popped up, and that reminded me of something I just found out last night, that Miss Parker from Friday is 71 years old. She was 44 at the time. And, you know, Honey 69, 52, and still getting it in YouTube chat rooms with the Honey 69 name. That's just interesting. But so this topic here, everything that he just said to Roland Martin, spit mad bars. If you're giving somebody, if they have the power or ability to feed you, they have the power and ability to starve you. He is talking some good stuff. He is saying what needs to be said. He is saying what Roland Martin know is absolutely true. And Roland Martin, even though I paused him at a bad moment where he looked like he pushing one out right now, but yeah, it's a simple fact that this young brother, no D by his name, D for Democrat, cut it out, no Democrat label by his name, Roland Martin has a serious problem with that. And that is a shame, and that is an embarrassment. That is just, I get at a loss for words talking about stuff like this. Because a brother like what King Randall is doing, and I love that SKC is dropping his website in the chat room. Brothers like that, yeah, the black manosphere, if we are who we say we are, definitely need to support brothers like that who are down for that cause of doing that. I talked about it on Mr. Palmer's channel the other day. Well, not the other day, yesterday. Talked about it yesterday, how I got my sons in the trades right now. I got my sons in the trades. One of them being even we've had some debate about this, playing the whole stepdaddy game. But yeah, one of them was a stepchild from the marriage that I saw him going down the wrong path, and I was like, man, I helped raise him. I'm not about to see him go down the wrong path. So I had to grab him by the collar, get his life in order. I got him in the trades. I'm going to my oldest biological son just graduated, and he's going into the trades. He's doing the same thing. It's about grabbing these men while they're young and getting them going down the path that actually matters, to build themselves up, to pick themselves up, to do what they need to do for their own life. The Roland Martins of the world like to keep it strictly to the government, what the government going to do for us, how the government is going to help, as if there's no way to minimize government involvement in your life. But without further ado, we do have the Hood Conservative, and I'll even make this bigger, and AC Star in the building, who got a black screen like how I did earlier. Hold on, now it's two of you. So I'm gonna drop down this version of you, and then so now I think we good.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I was working it, and I'm in the suburbs, so it clipped me out, so I had to come back in. My bad.
Oh no problem. But all right, go ahead, Hood Conservative. You got the floor. You got the mic.
What's going on, Bernard? Thanks for having me up again. What's going on, AC? And peace to everybody in the chat. You probably know I tend to agree with this kid, King Randall. Anyway, I've had kinds of arguments that you just witnessed with him and Roland Martin, and I think it kind of validates not necessarily me, but
hold on, real quick. Wait, time out. Because whenever I talk about that, a woman always want to come through in the chat and be like, "Big ups to you, Bernard. I was raised by a stepfather." I don't promote men do that. If you are a man upright, you don't got no kids, you're hardworking, you're making your money, start your own family. Don't do the stepdaddy dance. I did that when I was 19, got married at 19. That's what I did, and that's that. I don't promote or recommend brothers to do it for various reasons that I've got into. But it is what it is, and I did help raise the guy, even though me and his mom is divorced. I don't want to see him drive his life off a cliff. So I did so I do still guide and help him out, but I don't recommend brothers go down that route. I do want to make sure that I don't promote that, but if you're in it, you're in it, and so goddamn it, do what you got to do. But yeah, I don't. If you're young and up and coming, no, find a woman that don't have no kids and start your own family from the ground up. I do want to make that very clear. Sorry I had to cut you off, but when I talk about that, because I care passionately about men not making mistakes, young men, if at 19, 20, if they can be helped and not go down the wrong path, I care that they do get the help that they need. And then some women want to interpret that as, yeah, stepdaddyism. Yeah, no. Cut it out. But anyway, sorry, I had to cut you off on that one, but I had to cut you off to set the record straight on that. Sicklet in the building says, you ain't the stepdaddy, you the daddy, get the hell out of here with that. I appreciate the super chat. He actually had a relationship with his biological father, so we ain't even doing that shit. But all right, go ahead, Conservative, go.
But yeah, I follow this kid on Twitter, and you mentioned Umar earlier, right? The thing about what this kid does, and he's basically like what do you call that? He's like he's a proven working model of the black conservative ethos.
Mm-hmm.
Where is your school, Dr. Umar? There's a bunch of other dudes out there that got schools, like you mentioned, Cuba. Like, opening a school in and of itself is not a Herculean task. You know what I mean? Like, so what's taking this grown man so long? And having this guy King Randall up there, he is a living, walking, breathing, a talking back also example of why the conservative black ethos is the more productive ethos that you should operate under.
Yeah, all day. All day. Go ahead, AC Star. You got the floor. You got the mic.
My thing is, yeah, I don't necessarily have. I applaud everything the young man is doing. I felt like the interview was really a waste of Roland's time. Where, in that instance, Roland, here's something where you give the young man something to grow on. You give him little nuggets to navigate the spaces that you. He's 20-something years old, and you coming up with this. And in all essence, you're correct. And if we're playing the game of semantics, you're correct. But I feel like it was a waste of time because you're trying to get the young man on this conservative politics instead of helping him understand what he's going to have to navigate in being a young man that's starting a school, that's starting an endeavor. The only plot twist for me is I don't want him to be like the Jesse Lee Petersons. I don't want these young men to have to, like what Hill just said, come under a conservative ethos to feel like that's the only way they're going to make it in life, right? The conservative ethos comes from the black family. Black people are more conservative than most other ethnic groups in America, right? So that ethos comes from us. It's not necessarily the political conservative ethos that he needs to indoctrinate these young men, the social conservatism, the life conservatism. So I don't agree with that. And that's the only thing my pushback is. I don't want him to turn into Jesse Lee Peterson and start, having these young men feel as though they got to be conservatives and all this craziness and putting political philosophies when they just need life skills, right? In the beginning, just teach them life skills. Just teach them conflict resolution. Just teach them critical thinking. But let's not get into whether you're conservative or liberal or none of that, because when you're trying to get your life together, none of that shit has anything to do with anything. So that's my only thing.
Yeah. So it sounds like you said, teach them life skills and critical thinking so they can make something of themselves. But we still need them to vote for the strag, though.
No, bro. I don't need them to vote for. I know you just taking a shot.
I gotta step away. I gotta step away for a second. I'll be right. I'll probably be 2 minutes. I just gotta let my son in real quick. But
in this position, bro, if you can tell me that the conservative principles come from the black family organically, why do you have a problem extrapolating those principles to a political position?
Because the political position that's utilizing that conservative policy is not for me. They're not for people that look like me. I shouldn't have to talk a certain way or align myself with their thinking for them to be for me. If they're a politician, if they're like, I shouldn't have to think like them in order for them to align with me if I'm a Republican or a conservative.
Take white people out the equation for a minute.
You can't take white people out the equation. You can't do it.
You have to be able to think about what's best specifically for you, regardless of whether white people are there or are going to get involved or not. If it's best for you, it's best for you. Fuck what the white man think. That's why you have to take white men off the table. Now, if you're going to tell me that these things work better for you as a family, why do you want to vote for things that don't work, that are opposite of what work better for you as a family?
Bro, this is the thing. This is the thing. I hear you, but this is what you have to understand. I'm not one of those people that think voting helps my life. I'm not one of those people that think going to pull a ballot lever is going to change my life. Like, if anything, my life is more conservative based than it's liberal based. I own my own business. I am a disabled vet, and I barely even fuck with the federal government, right? I'm a veteran. I'm a war veteran. I don't fuck with the government. I don't ask for handouts. I don't do any of that shit. Like, I'm so crazy with me, nigga. When I signed up for college, I went to the bursar's office with $14,000 cash. I didn't want no loans and none of that shit, right? So my whole life is a concern. But my thing is, my political affiliation does not determine the trajectory of my life, bro, or my family's life.
What you're kind of saying with that is that you're going to vote in a way that is essentially counter to what you live.
That's not true, Hood, because check this out. Let me give you an example, for instance, right? Just giving you a little personal background on my life.
Hold on. If you don't want to vote to support what you just said you lived, then by default you're voting for things you said you don't live.
Listen, my life, there is no legislation that creates my life. There is no legislation that, listen, hood, there is no legislation that would align itself with my life. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not looking for legislation to make my life better, right? But let me explain something to you. The Democrats in my state just put forth legislation that made my life a whole lot better. A whole lot better. It wasn't Republicans who did it. The Republicans went against it.
You're not living for other people to make your life better, but here goes some niggas coming to make your life better. And
listen, they made my life better because they passed some legislation that freed me up from some mistakes that I made. So they made my life better because now I have more opportunities because that's no longer hanging over my head.
All right,
so am I not supposed to acknowledge that?
Listen, look, I don't want to get into like an infinite struggle with you over that thing. I just think there's a little bit of like irony in there. Like if
there is no irony, bro. There is no irony at all. So you're looking for the irony because you have such an intense bias against the Democratic Party, where my bias towards the Republican Party is based on their racial animus towards black people. I understand the conservative principles that align that are frequent within and permeate the Republican Party, but I also know that organically came from black people. And when conservatives talk about conservatism, they're talking about not giving their money to black people. They're not talking about being conservative in a social sense. They're talking about all the money I make is going to stay within me and my circle, and I'm not giving nothing to those poor begging people over there. Like the young man was talking about, he's trying to teach them men how to, not use the federal government, this, that, and third. Those young boys ain't about to use the federal government for nothing. For what? They can't go get welfare. They can't. What they going to go get the federal government for?
You see this giant hole? You acknowledge that the black family is the originator of conservative principles, but you will not vote in line with conservative principles for the sake of the white man. It is
no. I won't align. It's not. I won't align. I just clearly said why.
What you acknowledge is black. You are acknowledging.
Listen. Did you hear the other part?
Because the white man's standing over there.
That's right. That's right. I'm not going over there with them. I'm not going to be around nobody that hate me, nigga. If that's the case, I might as well stay in the hood and fuck with the ops. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to join a group of people who I know inherently hate me, and they created this party to push up against me, and they only align with other black people who feel the same way.
Die with your ops instead of five next to the white man. That's amazing. Okay.
My nigga, I live for myself. I take care of me. I'm not dying with anybody. That's what you don't understand, brother. I own my own business. I own my home. I don't go to the government for nothing. I didn't even use my home loan guarantee to buy my home, which is a right that I have. So I didn't have to fuck with the government.
All right, let me ask this question because I had to step away for a second, but I could hear everything that y'all was saying. So when you said the Democrats did something or passed some legislation that helped you based off some mistakes you made in the past, I guess you don't have to go in great detail about the mistakes you made in the past. But I'm just curious, how did the Democrats improve your life based off mistakes you made in the past?
Well, Bernard, in New Jersey, they have this thing that they call the Second Chance Act, right? And what happens is first of all, they passed the marijuana law, right? Made where marijuana, normal, you know what I mean? It's legal now, right? So if you had a marijuana conviction, that shit's wiped off your record automatically. See, I couldn't get an expungement on my record because I had a first degree drug charge, and then I had a first degree I can't say what that charge was, but when the marijuana charge got dropped down and then they passed the Second Step Act, that means I haven't been in trouble since 2006. It's 2021. 10-year clean. Everything is wiped off my record. So something that I couldn't do with lawyers and all the money I had hustling, with the swift fucking swing of the signing of a pen and the passing of legislation, I now have options to be a teacher now, things that I couldn't do because of the mistakes that I made. Bro, I really graduated from New York University. I'm not lying to anybody. You can look it up. So to know that I had a fucking degree from NYU and couldn't really use the degree because of the shit that I did in the past, and I'm not blaming anybody because I chose to live that life, and I'm not going, I regret it. I don't regret it. I met a lot of beautiful people. I made some friends. I fucked up, whatever. But that's why. So that law changed my life because now I no longer have any felonies on my record. None.
Okay. Now I will say this: the Democrats do get it right when it comes to marijuana. I am liberal when it comes to the marijuana thing. So if that's what you're talking about and how they improved your life, then good. I understand that. I think a part of the problem is that when we're talking about the government improving our lives, is always connected to, as Black people, it's always connected to the stupid shit that we did, the crimes we committed, and we need them to do something. And some people are just past that point. You know, when I look at, you know, prison reform and all of that, I mean, that yes, that matters. I do want to see as many Black men, if you ended up in the system over something small 20 years ago, yeah, I do want you, if you did your time, did the crime, did your time, I do want to see you get your fair shot. I'm with all of that. But then there's some of us who we just don't live in that world to where everything that we vote for politically is based off, okay, what are they doing to help our criminals? What are they doing to feed our unproductive? What are they doing to? It's like that.
But I hear you, but I don't see where that's aligned. I don't see where that's aligned with what I said.
Well, no,
okay,
no. That you were a criminal. The Democrats did something to help criminals, and it helped you. Yay, go Democrats! Like
no,
that.
It has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with. If I was a criminal, yay, help criminals. It had nothing to do with that. What I'm saying to you is they found that people didn't need their lives to be fucking ruined for some shit they did 30 years, and they need all citizens to be productive. That's what the law was about. It's not necessarily to take care of criminals and pacify criminals. It's to say that if a motherfucker did something 20 years ago, he shouldn't be held for that. That shit shouldn't be held over his head forever. He should be able to contribute to society, make a way for his family, do whatever he needs to do. If he wants to be a tradesman, it's certain trades you can't do if you got a felony because you can't get the certifications. Right? So it's not just to take care of criminals, it's to give people an opportunity to contribute to society and be the independent people that y'all talking about, to be the responsible citizens that y'all talking about. It's not to cater to them.
Some of that, bro, is just the price you pay for the life you live, man. I'm not saying,
bro, listen, I said that first, bro. Real niggas in the hood don't fucking make excuses for their crimes. They don't be like, oh, the white man did it. No, exactly. They accept what they did.
Other avenues that off because of criminality, like that's just are all
criminals created equal, bro?
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What are y'all talking about?
I don't follow that. Don't say y'all. That was fantastic.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
What do you mean? It's an actual question. Are all criminals created equal? Are all crimes the same crime?
Yeah, there's a scale.
My bad. I'll talk to my grandmother. My bad. What you say now, bro? I heard you.
I said, are all crimes the same crimes, bro? Are all crimes on the same scale?
Of course not. Of course not. That's why you have different statutes.
So when you say, hold up, but you're speaking broadly.
Hey, fantastic. Look, check this out, bro. Let's not take the conversation somewhere else because the criminality is not what we're talking about. What we're talking about was the interview and whether or not that was an appropriate interview. I'm not getting into the criminality, degrees of criminality, because that's not even what we're talking about, bro.
All right, well we can move from that, bro, and we can still go to what did the young brother say that was wrong? Black people,
nothing. See, nothing. The young brother said nothing wrong. Nothing. So you coming in on the conversation at the wrong end. You're just looking for a combatant. We're not here, bro. We really agree that the interview, Roland was dead wrong for what he did.
Okay, dead wrong. So why are you? And it seems like you're defending criminality right now.
What are you talking about? See, you're wrong. Fantastic, bro. You got to take a step back. No one's defending criminality. Me and Hood Conservative was talking about parties. We were talking about two different parties, and he was asking me the irony of me talking about conservatism and then aligning myself with the Democratic Party on certain things. No one was talking about criminality, bro. That was just an example we was using in the gist of the conversation.
I just heard you say nobody should be doing 20 years for doing time for some shit they did 20 years ago.
No, I did not say that. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said was that's not what I said. You're wrong. What I said was the governor said that the reason why he passed the law is because people shouldn't have crimes that they did 20 years ago held over their head. That's what I said. Damn.
No, that was very similar. I mean,
it's not similar, Bernard, because somebody getting a 20-year sentence and somebody having committed a crime 20 years ago that was probably on probation and it's still on their record. It's two different things.
Again, that's why I asked the question though, because again, all crimes aren't created equal, bro. all crimes aren't created equal. So again, if you sold weed, yeah, I agree with you. You shouldn't do 20 years for weed. But if you kicking indoors and robbing grandmas, I mean, you know what I'm saying, you just talking to your grandma. I mean, do you feel like that person should do 20 years?
Well, if he kicking my grandmother door, he ain't got to worry about doing 20 years.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
Well, that's only if you're not there, though. That's what I'm saying.
Even if I ain't there, it ain't.
No,
it ain't
that's a deflection. He's asking an important question because.
What do you mean it's a deflection?
No. Hold on. Time out. No,
hold on.
it is a deflection because it exposes that.
Bernard,
it exposes that.
It didn't expose anything. You're reading too much into it. Basically, what I'm saying is yes.
AC. Listen. What it kind of shows is that you understand the concept of being tough on crime when your granny is the victim, because you ready to go ride on that dude. He ain't got to worry about doing no time. So if you think he deserved to get killed for doing anything to your grandma,
then I think he deserved to get 20 years.
And
I think he deserves to get 25 plus. I don't think if he robbing grandmother, that nigga don't never need to come home.
Great. Okay. So when lawmakers are tough on crime, it's kind of an odd thing when Democrats, their whole thing is trying to figure out a way to be easier on criminals, but then you put their grandmama in the hot seat, they ready to go give somebody the death penalty on site. So it's like, how do you criticize?
Is that affiliated with me though? Are you attributing that to me?
Thing. Okay, so Bernard, here's the thing about the criminal stuff. You know, the Democrats are the one responsible for that crime bill. So now, in order to regain their voters, you know, their voting base, black people, they got to go back and get rid of the laws they passed to put black people in jail for petty crimes. But then brothers come along and say, oh, I got to go vote for the party that locked me up now because they want to get rid of the laws that put me in jail for 20 years.
So when Trump,
make sense.
So when Trump did the first
make
step
that
back,
make sense.
I'm gonna make it make sense. So when
shout
Trump
out to Kodak Black. So when Trump shout out to Kodak Black.
Fuck you and Kodak Black. So when Trump did the First Step Act, that wasn't him dealing with the crime bill. The First Step Act is addressing the crime bill.
I'm talking about the Democrats, bro.
The First Step Act is addressing the crime bill, bro.
I'm talking about the Democrats.
The First Step Act is addressing the crime bill, bro. And that's what I'm talking about. Oh, you niggas want to play retarded. Get the fuck out of here. That's why I don't like talking to you disingenuous niggas.
Fam, you're not listening. He's saying though, it wasn't the Democratic Party that did anything for prison reform. That was all done by fucking the Republican Party.
Obama did the stuff. Obama did the first step. The First Step Act is a continuation of Obama's Prison Reform Act.
Okay, a continuation. You got hold on. So this is where I get fucked up, man. All right, so listen, bro. Listen. Just like you can continue something, you can stop it. You niggas love fucking running on the Obama shit when Obama said, I'm not doing nothing for you niggas, okay? But then you want to say, oh, well, you know, the lowest...
Come on, man, you niggas got to get smarter than this, man. You niggas
hold on.
I didn't cut you off.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
But then, like I said, when Trump continues something that's positive for fucking black people, oh, he didn't do that shit, it was Obama. When Obama told you we ain't doing nothing for you niggas. And then the same thing here with the First Step Act. Oh, well, damn, he what? I'm pretty sure he fucking pardoned more motherfuckers and responsible for more black people getting out of jail under fucking Trump thing than fucking Obama. So
Not true. They didn't come close. Wait. No, because
that was a smaller point that he built into. Go ahead.
Show me the numbers if you're saying it's not true. And I'll put $100 bet on that. Secondly, okay, if you want to fucking take the bet, which I know you don't because you bullshitting. And then,
I'll take the bet right now, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm not like these dudes. Fuck niggas fantastic. I'm not like these dudes. I will take the bet right now, nigga. What is you talking about? What's wrong with you niggas? What's wrong with y'all?
So you taking $100 bet?
All right. We got all right.
That's why I don't like going on pounds with you niggas because you niggas.
All right. Wait, I'm muting both of y'all. We about to pass it. Hold on, what nigga? Hold on, hey. Hold on, man. If I mute you, I mute you. Don't unmute yourself. All right. I ain't about to derail the show until y'all talking about a $100 bet. SKC, you ain't said nothing. Go ahead, SKC. You got it.
Oh, man. I was just thinking
I know you probably came in at a different moment and you probably wanted to ask a different question about something else. Go ahead and take it wherever you want to take it.
Yeah, no. No, it's just an interesting. I remember seeing the interview a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought it was interesting the parallel between this interview and also how Roland Martin treated Ice Cube. Because it really just seemed like it didn't matter what the person is trying to do. He views them as an enemy unless they share a said political view. So it's weird to me because people like that will claim to be logical, but at the same time, you'll have a person like that who will have like the BLM lady on when Ice Cube was on, and he'd just go with whatever she says, and try to clown Cube and this young man over political stuff, even though they're actually trying to do something positive for what people call the community and whatnot. And that's what I'm saying. It's like it shows a pattern of thinking when you have black men trying to do something and you have another black man that's trying to tear them down because of politics. That's I don't know. What do you think about that type of thinking?
Anybody could take that one. That's what I was more or less breaking down, analyzing in the video. But anybody can get it. Go ahead.
Well, it goes back to what we always talk about and we know to be true. Again, a lot of these dudes are mama's boys, and they speak from liberal feminist ideology. Any black man that dares go against the party, again, show me something in the last 60 years that just positively came out of the Democratic Party and black people giving their vote away to the Democratic fucking Party for absolutely nothing other than the whole fucking shit that's telling you we gonna end racism and we gonna end voter suppression and all this fucking bullshit. They've been telling you niggas the same shit for I don't know how long. And any nigga that jumps off the fucking plantation, it was a record number of black men and even Hispanic men that voted Republican last year or this last election. And they told us we gonna find you niggas and we never gonna forget about it. That wasn't just AOC. But that was that was also Maxine Waters and that crazy ass woman down in Florida or whoever the fuck it was, same lady that was saying you should abort male boys before they even get here. Or no, not abort male boys. But she said what she said was boys should be getting vasectomies before they're even of the age of puberty or some shit, pre-18. So yeah, man, any black man that dares
fantastic. But fantastic. Do you see the weirdness in that type of thinking? I don't agree with your political view. Now you need to be destroyed.
Yeah, no, it's not weird, man. Again, that's how communists work. That's
what y'all do every day. That's what you niggas do every day. Every day somebody disagree with y'all politically. Y'all talk crazy. Y'all and then y'all be wrong.
What do you mean by talk crazy?
Like,
what do you hold on, wait, stop it.
Hold on, let me finish. Y'all be like, you Democrats, you niggas, they ain't gonna do nothing for y'all. What the fuck has the Republican Party done for any of you niggas? Ever?
Brother,
ever.
That's
Nothing.
a counter to a point. Wait, how's that talk? Wait, just real quick. Hold on. So again, no one's claiming the Republicans did anything. No one. The bad thing about it is I'm not a Republican or a fucking Democrat. Okay. The whole point of it is I understand that when you're talking about fucking politics, bro, this used to be about power and the person who's willing to give you a tangible. All right, tangible. Fucking Ice Cube was the first motherfucker to come up, and people wanted to shit on him for that, bro. He said, hey, we want tangible. Some shit that fucking Roland Martin didn't say, some shit that fucking none of these niggas that was put before you ever fucking said. All right?
Tariq Nasheed been saying tangibles. Tariq Nasheed been saying tangibles for 20 years.
AC, hold on, real quick. AC, do you see the flaw in what you're saying? If you're saying, okay, them Republicans ain't gonna do nothing for y'all, but y'all talking about the Democrats ain't gonna do nothing. But if a group is voting for one party at comfortably over 90% for the last half a century and nothing has been done, you can't make it seem like that's an equal comparison saying the Republicans ain't going to do nothing when there's a proven track record of voting for this particular party gets nothing. So even if rather somebody is just waving, hold on. Rather somebody is waving the Republican banner or just simply saying, I'm going to remove my vote from over there. I don't see how you could try to make it seem like that's an equal flaw in the logic.
First of all, let's hold on, man. Jesus Christ, come on, man.
I'm saying Bernard. Hold on, bro. I'm gonna let you have the shit. Goddamn, calm down. Nigga, you said we talking crazy. How are we talking crazy, Bernard? Are we doing like you say all the time? We're talking about the point. We're not saying nothing out of the thing. We inviting the debate. Shit, bro, I don't give a damn one way or the other. I'm not a fucking Republican or a damn Democrat. I'm pointing, bro. I'm fighting the point. You talking about we talking crazy? How? We're not telling you to shut the hell up, nigga. We want you to come up here and say the dumb shit you're gonna say and counter it.
Bro, there is nothing dumb that I said, but everything y'all said is dumb and it's a false narrative. Now, Bernard, let's do what you just said. Let's take what you just said, right? Now, everybody says there is nothing done in the black community done by the Democratic Party. Are we talking federal? Are we talking local? Are we talking county? Are we talking state? Because there's plenty of people, plenty of options, or plenty of instances where you can show where Democrats have done things on local levels to impact people's lives, black people's lives. On the federal level, I can't speak to every federal law or every federal legislation that's been passed, but that's kind of hard because most federal legislation is for everybody. It's not really a unique thing or a niche thing that happens to the individual lives. So there's been plenty of legislation passed by local governments, county, state, and municipal, that's changed black people's lives. Plenty.
Okay, so you think that
let me jump in on it real quick, Bernard, on that.
Okay, go
now,
ahead.
Now, as far as federal, hold on, let me say this and I'm gonna finish. As far as federal,
hold up, AC. Let me rock for a second, bro.
Let me just say this and I'm gonna finish. God damn.
All right.
As far as federal, Bernard, I can agree with you wholeheartedly. There needs to be a more concerted effort by federal Democrats to do more that black people can point to and say that I benefited from this outside of the stimulus package. Well, I mean, they got the stimulus package and the child tax credit coming in July, but outside of that, I agree with y'all wholeheartedly. But the Republican Party has no track record to speak of. None.
All right, let me jump on this for a second.
Go ahead, Trey.
So what we're saying is this, AC, I'm gonna counter what you're saying, bro. You're saying that black people are so mentally retarded and handicapped that they need local politicians to come in and basically help them with their lives, and that they can't do nothing for themselves. That black men can't succeed and provide for their families unless a political party comes in there and shows them with a helping hand. Oh, you can do this. You can't go get it off the strength of yourself, to earn an income, to earn a trade, to go to college because, my past mistakes. Well, guess what, bro? That's your past mistakes. When you take bad actions, they have consequences, and you got to live with that. Now, you got a couple options. You don't need no political party to fix it. Either you get into a trade, plenty of trades out there where you can have felonies to get to work. You can be a truck driver all day long, make 6 figures, and have a felony. So it's an excuse to say you're waiting for a political party to come give you a handout. That's what Strags do. Strags are the one that want that check.
Are you finished?
Hold up, bro.
He's clearly not finished. He's still talking.
Bernard, you full of shit if you're gonna let him say that when I know that's not what the fuck I said. Like, we're not gonna do this, gentlemen.
Calm down, bro.
He just asked me, did I say that? He just asked me, so AC, what are you saying?
Calm down, bro.
He just said that, bro. He
AC, calm down, bro.
No,
AC,
bro,
hold up.
All right.
AC,
all right. Hold on. Wait, stop. AC, okay, I understand you object to that last comment. AC objects to that last statement. Okay,
which one?
Go ahead.
About the criminality? Okay, what I was saying is that, look, Strags, B-dubs, whatever you want to call them, they want to check. They want to hit you for the child support. They want the no-fault divorce. They want to see niggas like living off of $10 a month, getting that check taken. That's all Democratic policies come and hit fellas in the pockets.
The Republicans are the ones who passed the child support laws in every state. The Republicans are the ones who passed the child support laws in every state, bro. The Republicans are the ones who passed the law.
Okay, bro, there's states where Republicans have no control whatsoever.
Name it. Name the state where the Republicans don't control the state house.
California, New York, New Jersey, all these blue states. It don't matter, bro.
The legislation in New Jersey, the Senate in New Jersey is Republican. I live in New Jersey.
Bro,
I'm from New York.
Against your own
I live in New Jersey and I'm from New York. The Republican Party runs both the Senate and and Assembly in New Jersey and New York.
The Republican Party.
Yes, they do, bro.
Yes, they do. So let me
Yes, they do. Chris Christie was our governor for 8 years.
Like I said,
to answer my question, was our governor for 8 years.
You need a political party. You need politicians. You need a political party to come babysit you.
Listen, bro, I
You need
own
a
my
political
own
party to
business.
babysit
Brother,
you.
I own my own business. I get it
So
from
what?
the mud every single day. What the fuck are you talking? You're not talking to
Okay,
me.
so which
That's the point that I was trying
political
to make
party
to you.
supports which political party supports small business owners, bro?
Both parties. Both parties.
Wrong.
Both parties.
Wrong.
Both parties. You
How
can go
does
to the
Democrats support
Listen, the
small
African
business?
American Chamber of Commerce promotes small businesses. That's a democratic entity. The
Oh,
DNC of New
so you're
Jersey.
telling me color? Okay, so excuse me.
No, I'm
So
telling you,
you can't
asked
be
me,
black in New
man,
Jersey and be a
listen, man, you
Republican and be
niggas,
part of that.
listen, man, you
Can you
niggas
be part
need
of
to
that?
educate
Can you be
you,
part of
bro.
that
Instead of
if you're a black
my brother,
if you're a black American
my brother,
and you're
instead of
Republican,
hating
can you
being
be
black,
part of
instead
that?
of you hating being black and thinking
All
that
right.
conservative
Don't
is
come
gonna
with
make
this
you be
drag
something
stuff.
else.
All right.
Listen,
All
no, hold on,
right.
Bernard, you can't let
Now,
see this is
come
this is
on,
what I
man.
don't like
Now
about
the
you. This is what I
tampon,
don't like
now the
about you
Hey,
niggas.
hold on,
tampon.
Trey,
Go
chill,
ahead.
This is what I don't like about you niggas because
you
y'all
going
hold
all the way
on,
with the
Bernard.
hate being black.
Yes. Y'all talking
Nah,
now.
nah,
Y'all
we
talk.
not,
Bernard,
we
listen
not,
to me. Bernard,
we
Bernard,
not,
check this
we
out.
not about to do
Bernard,
that.
are you
No,
right? But check this out.
we not about to do the hate being black thing. You can make your point, but we ain't doing the hate being black thing. We ain't doing that.
Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. Let me explain something to you. What part of what he just said associated with me? Bro, we started this conversation. See, this is what I'm saying. They all came in late. The only thing they heard was AC Star mean liberal. That's the problem. Both of them come flying in talking crazy. What the fuck did me, you, and Hood Conservative talk about at the beginning of this conversation? Right? Getting it in the mud.
Bro, what did I
Not
say that
using
made you so
government to do
emotional,
anything.
bro?
It's
What
because
did I say that
I'm
made you so
passionate.
Trey,
I'm
hold on.
passionate. It has nothing to do with emotion. I'm
AC.
passionate.
Okay.
AC, all right, I can agree with you on this point that yeah, we did come in, me, you, and Hood Service having a good conversation, talking about getting it out of the mud, and Hood Service asked you some good questions, and he was just saying the whole democratic liberal philosophy, ideology, and policies are they more likely to be voting for things and saying things that feed that whole victim narrative, that whole narrative, that thought process, that everything that keeps us where we at. Sort of like how King Randall said, if people are living off of that, living off certain policies and certain initiatives or whatever, yeah, they got the power to feed you, they got the power to starve you. He talking about talking about getting off of that stuff. And Hood Conservative, that's a good question. Okay, what party is more likely to get black people off the government teat and doing for themselves, or what philosophy, what ideology? So that's where the conversation.
And I never got the answer to this question because they jumped in, and I never got the answer to the question.
And I do think Fantastic and Trey probably came in late, and it was about to go somewhere productive, but then it spiraled down to what it normally
why do you need a political party for that, Bernard?
You really don't. That's why I look at it. That's why I look at it more so as it's not that the Republicans are going to help me do that, but no, just removing support of the party that really wants to keep you right where you're at. Just removing support from them is really the thing.
Can I chime in on the government stuff real quick?
It's not, it's not about Republicans
stuff.
No, absolutely, but I just want to make it clear that my position isn't that the Republicans are just going to help me so much with my life, because then we'll turn right into the commune niggas if we just got our hands out hoping the Republicans give us something. So yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Hey Trey, could I pose one question real quick? I'm gonna leave after this. I just wanted to ask AC, since it did go to that whole arena really quickly. For the last 4 months, since you're talking about the whole get it out the mud thing, would you say that the last 4 months has the administration been a positive or a negative towards black men getting it out of the mud?
I don't pay attention to that. That shit has nothing to do with me, and I don't think there's no way you can measure or gauge that, because for 100 days in the office and administration, that shit hasn't trickled down to anybody where it's affecting anybody's life intimately. Like, this is what I'm saying. You guys ask these gotcha questions and have these gotcha moments instead of having a conversation and flushing out ideas. You guys play gotcha, and that's what. My company moves freight too. I haul trash,
so it
junk.
Doesn't affect you.
People when
it doesn't affect you. Gas prices don't affect you, AC.
All right.
Listen. But this is the thing. The gas thing has nothing to do with the administration. The gas thing was people fucking. The company is in New Jersey. I live here, right? I'm standing 15 feet away from the fucking pipeline that shut down. So I'm very familiar with what you're saying. That has nothing to do with the administration. A cyber attack a private company that happens to
cyber attack from
okay,
Russia.
it doesn't matter where it came from. Look what Trump fucking said. Russia was his boy. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you guys look crazy when y'all try to play these gotcha moments, knowing that your man was down with these niggas full-fledged.
All right,
it doesn't affect me, bro.
All right,
it does, because I passed the cost on to the customer.
Hood Conservative, you got this. I know we probably moved on from this. I don't know why you got the Jane Elliott thing up. Shout out to E Capone, says just buy some property and pay your bills. I'm with you 100% on that. Shout out to Fatal Dose. He says I don't want free shits, but give me free shits. Shout out to Fatal Dose. All right, give the backstory as to why exactly you got this Jane Elliott thing pulled up. And if you click on the box in the corner of the video, it'll like play it wider to where we can see it on full screen.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you.
I'm ready.
On Roland Martin's show. This young man is CJ Pearson. I believe he's from Alabama. I might be wrong on that, but he's like a young college student. He might be college age. I don't know if he graduated or not, but he's a young, active member of the Republican Party down there. And this is on Roland Martin's show, May 7th, 2021. The reason why I even showed you this clip is to highlight how Roland Martin just uses his platform against a young black conservative. And look who's doing the talking.
Really good Christian people are. And you're going to wonder how that happened. Look, you're old enough to grow up now and change that and start thinking for yourself instead of being led by a man who will use you as long as he can. And then when he no longer needs you, he will drop you like a hot potato. You need to realize that you are not someone he admires or wants around him. As he said in his first news conference, I've got my black, and he pointed at the one black person in his entourage on television. Now, I remember that. You don't remember that because you're too young to have watched it at that time. You need to open your eyes, open your ears, and shut your mouth.
Okay, so here's the deal, so CJ, you cannot, CJ.
So right there, she says, "Shut your mouth." That was the first insult, but it's gonna
go ahead. You can now respond to Jane. We'll let you respond. Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate that dressing down my melaninic sister, but I've got to tell you, this is the type of self-righteousness that has turned so many black people away from the Democrat Party. You thinking that you can lecture me about how I should react as a black man in America is the type of pomposity, the type of ego, and the type of overconfidence that literally makes people despise people just like you. You will not tell me, you will not define as a melanemic person my experience as a black man in America or discredit my blackness based on my politics and my ideals and my principles. You won't do that. And so you can tell me to shut my mouth. That's crazy. That's the thing that really grinds my gears about people just like you. White liberals who think they can tell people on the right, because we're black, that they can tell us to shut up and sit down because we espouse beliefs that are different than their own. That is racist.
But here's the deal, though. I've asked you a serious. But CJ,
wait. He isn't talking like a black man. He's talking. He is talking like a white man. He is doing the same.
What? What? Oh, I never saw this. Hey, look at homegirl face in the upper left-hand corner. Keep in mind, that's the same chick who she took a wholesale shit on black men for voting for Trump, by the way. So I'm looking at her face and she's seeing what's wrong with this. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Hey, that face right there, Bernard. That's the face of. Oh, my bad.
Leftists give it up. 1 second. This is the way the leftists give it up. Now, after you guys make it okay to call black people coons and, oh, you not a real black, she gets to look at Roland Martin and these goofy motherfuckers like those the real black people over there. She is now deciding who's a real nigga, and y'all niggas let that shit be cool.
Do you know why that old white lady saying that? Because that old white lady know the Republican Party is full of a bunch of racist motherfuckers. She know them because they're her. Listen, because they're her friends. Listen, fella. Let me get it out. Please, let me get it out. Please, let me get it out. Please, please, can I get it out? Can I please? Can I get it out, please?
No, bro.
Can I get it out, please? Listen, she knows They're her friends. They're her kids. They're her neighbors. They're her church partners. They're her bingo mates. She knows what white people think about
Then
us.
that means she must be just as
knows.
racist as them.
She is.
AC, go
And
tell some
she
dumb niggas on the
is.
corner that,
And
bro.
listen, I don't know.
AC, go
Listen,
find some dumb niggas
you
in Camden
are
on
the
the
dumb
corner and go
niggas.
tell
I
them
live in
that shit.
Trenton, and you
Come on,
are the
bro.
niggas. You are
Come
the
on,
dumb
bro.
niggas.
Go
You
tell some
are the
dumb
dumb
niggas on the
niggas.
corner that, bro.
You are the dumb nigga, bro. You are the dumb nigga. Because if
it
you
was
think that you're
any
smart,
moment,
come on, man.
like
Come on, AC.
man, it was plenty of times where you made some good points, and I reached across the aisle in this conversation. If there was any moment for you to reach across the aisle, it was right now, and you didn't do it.
I'm with y'all. I agree. The bitch is racist. I'm not going to take that away from y'all.
AC.
Y'all right. The
All
white
right, let me
bitch is
get this,
racist.
Bernard. Hey,
Go
Bernard,
ahead,
let me get
go
this,
ahead,
man.
Trey.
Right now, bro. Look
And
at
this is the whole point of Marxism. Hold up, AC. This is the whole point of Marxism, bro.
That's not
This
me
is
talking.
This is what these white liberals have done. These white liberals have basically taken off their robes, their hoods and their white sheets, and basically said in 65, you know what? Okay, this whole racist shit ain't working, overtly. So now we got to give them free handouts, keep them in the hood, keep them in the ghetto, keep them thinking that, oh, the white man is against them. Some shit that went away years ago. So now, 60 years later, you still got niggas out here with iPhones, $1,500, J's, $300, pushing, $60,000 whips, talking about they oppress. And enabling.
I don't know
this,
nobody who push a $60,000 card saying they oppress. I don't know these people y'all talk about. They don't exist. You niggas making them up.
God.
They don't exist.
LeBron James is talking about
listen, y'all,
literally
racism
being
exists
hunted
in
when he leaves
America.
the house.
Come on, AC. Can you let
Racism
somebody
exists
rock
in
for a
America.
minute?
You've been
AC.
rocking and you're not saying anything.
AC. Come on, man. That's emotion, bro.
All right. Let's Trey, if you had a point, go ahead and finish making your point. Hood server did pull this up, so I do want to get
that's what I was trying to finish commenting on it.
Yeah, just go ahead, go ahead and get it up. Go ahead. You got it.
All right. So now these white liberals in their minds have convinced themselves that, oh, I'm not racist with this anti-racism campaign, which is truly racism, because they're operating off this white guilt. The conservatives were never the ones to be the racist ones to begin with. And so now these anti-racist white liberals have to say, oh, it's not me. I support you darkies. I support you. I know you're lower than me. Let me give you a hand up because you are beneath me.
All right. Hood conservative. Do you want to play something? Say anything else before you roll to some more of the not so beautiful bean footage? But that was it.
Pretty much it right there. But that I just wanted to highlight, the Roland Martin show in totality. You know what I mean? It's not all HBCUs and Kappa bullshit or whatever he be promoting. It's also that racist white lady telling y'all who's really black or not.
Man, that was wild. That was wild. And far as the black pass, black card, black all of that, Jane Elliott has she's always had it. She like black people. She's in the club. She's invited to the cookout. But that was that was bad.
Eating this bitch potato salad.
That was bad. Like she went all the way there. I almost want you to roll. I want to see the whole thing again uninterrupted, man. That was bad.
Oh shit! Give me a second. I just dropped it. Give me 1 minute.
Because she's been fighting against racism and prejudice and all of that for years, doing all those little social experiments and this or that, where they told the kids with the blue eyes that they were better than those with brown eyes, and then just observe them and watch how they act and everything. I mean, she's been doing some good. I mean, I hesitantly say some good research on like just the human mind in general when it comes to in group, out group, this group good, this group bad, and breaking down the psychology of it, doing it with children and all. Like but she was doing that in her own way to fight racism, but she showed her she got caught slipping. She got caught slipping.
All right, I ran it back just a few seconds.
You will not tell me, you will not define as a melanemic person my experience of.
And shout out to melanemic people. I love that word right there.
Black man in America, or discredit my blackness based on my politics and my ideals and my principles. You won't do that. And so you can tell me to shut my mouth. That's crazy. That's the thing that really grinds my gears about people just like you, white liberals who think they can tell people on the right, because we're black, that they can tell us to shut up and sit down because we espouse beliefs that are different than their own. That is racist.
But here's the deal, though. I've asked you to see, but CJ,
Wait. He isn't talking like a black man. He is talking like a white man. He is doing the same things that Mr. Trump has been doing for the last 30 years. You are doing the same thing that Donald Trump has been doing, and you are regurgitating what Donald Trump has put into your head. You need to stop that and start thinking for yourself.
What is with you in these commands? Like, do you think you get to tell black people what to do? Like, is that how you instructing black people how to think, how to act, that they can and cannot say? Because I support a President Trump, that brought about the lowest black unemployment rate in our nation's history. Criminal justice reform, the First Step Act, millions of dollars navigated to HBCUs, economic opportunity zones, which navigated commercial investment to inner cities that were long neglected. And I understand you probably are eager to tell me to shut my mouth right now because you hate it when black conservatives even utter a single word. But I'm going to keep talking because these are facts, these are truths. And
actually, I'm going to step in right here because
now they about to jump them, y'all.
Actually,
what
you just spouted were not actual facts.
Let's pass to the SKC real quick. Go ahead, SKC.
Now, Hood, Trey, Bernard, you saw how the other 3 black people just let this other person run all over this young black man. And you had 2 older black men on the panel. It's like, and then people try to defend this.
Oh, they about to defend it.
People try to defend this as, just let her talk, right?
Hey, I guess they mad at us because we the ones that be like, shut your old white cracker ass up with the quickness.
Now, it don't even have anything to do. I'm not even talking about the politics of it. I'm just saying, good grief, you're a black man in a fraternity for black men, and you're letting someone talk crazy to a young black man.
I guess they showing her that good old.
What the hell is wrong with you?
They showing mistress that Southern hospitality, bruh. Yes, mistress. Yes, mistress. You can't talk to mistress like that.
But you want to sit up and call other people coons and sellouts?
They lost the plot a long time ago, and they can't even see it.
Like, it's like, good grief. How much of an idiocracy do you have to put before black people to see that this is some clown crap?
Hey, Roland looked like, don't be talking to Miss Daisy like that. Yo.
You saw Bernard brought up how you saw the face of the black woman. What did she look like?
You know what? I'll tell you, SKC, bro. It looked to me like, no, white bitch, we reserve the right to tell young black men what to do. That's what her face looked like.
Like, everybody there, shut up. The only person that was giving smoke to this white lady was the young brother. And then he gonna come back and try to cut him off. Oh, well, no, I gotta, like, what the hell is this? But you saying that the young brother is a racist?
And the funny thing, only supposedly like the people on the right like, take offense to this shit. Dudes on the left, dudes rock with that. Dudes look at that like, yeah, you get them, sister. They done gave that old white girl fucking sisterhood pass. They gonna put a crown on that old white bitch after the show.
It just seems funny to me. It's like, look, they looking at him like, shut your ass up, because Miss Daisy, they gonna stop giving us the free stuff if you keep talking slick to Miss Daisy.
I didn't see where it just in our space. Well, Bernard has had like some people on, and a lady will come on, and then she start talking crazy or whatever, and Bernard instantly gonna jump in and say, "Hey, nah, you ain't gonna do that on this platform. Nah, you gotta clean this up, or you gonna get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
Look at what Roland Martin is doing with an old white lady.
Bro, imagine this in the manosphere, bro. Could you imagine this?
But if you say this stuff, people will bring up politics. It has nothing to do with politics.
And I'm just like, y'all mad at me and David because we will call this old white cracker lady out, call her to her name, to her face, and y'all call us coons. We will put a white person in check with the quickness, but at the same time, we hold black people just as responsible. So we coon, so we sell it. I don't get this.
But check this out, Trey. These will be the same people that will come up and say, "Oh man, black people need to be on code." What the hell is this?
That's the code. You just saw the code.
Yeah, that is the code. That's a good point.
That's the fucking code in action.
Oh, so bow down to Miss Ann, right? That's what I saw.
Well, okay.
All the while, while a whole bunch of other people talking about, oh man, the people over there are racist though. But
okay,
look what you're doing.
But here's the thing, though. They actually agree with what she's saying. That's why. I know, but that's where they at. That's where they torn between. Do we check her for saying it? But wait a minute, we agree with her. So they're so hold on. So the position that they're in, they're wrestled into a corner where they're hearing her say it, and it's like, "Ooh, wait a minute, that's racist." And then they got to back up and say, "Oh wait, I agree with exactly what she said. Oh wait, my position might be wrong." That's what's going through. That's what, if they're trying to be logical, that's what's going through their head right there.
Well, it seems like there's a way that they could walk around it, even if they agree with what they were saying or what she was saying. The delivery of what she was saying could have been changed. Take for instance the point where she's saying you don't think or talk like a black man. Like obviously they can say, oh, whoa, we don't agree with what he's saying, we don't agree with his talking points, but no, you're not going to sit up here and tell this man that he is not a black man. Like, come on.
Yeah, that was the part right there where.
Come on,
that part right there saying he's not speaking as a black man, he's talking like a white man or whatever.
Yeah,
that's the part where.
But these are the same people that will say, "Oh, we're not a monolith, though."
But keep in mind, if Jane Elliott wasn't there, I guarantee that black woman who made that face when she was like, "Ooh," or whatever, I guarantee she would have been the one that said the exact same thing. That's why they're not picking her, because they would say the same shit to him.
But this is the problem. This is why there's a line that runs through it. There's a thread that runs through all of that. You want to be the authority on blackness. Whether you're white or black, your politics, the ideology that you embody, the ideology that you want to enact in politics, it's in part motivated by a knowledge of what it is to be black and what black people need. So even for black people on the left, the black people on his panel, they feel as though they have all the answers and they know what's best for black people. So by disobeying even them, you're disobeying blackness. And my position is no black person has the fucking end all, the final say on what it is to be black. That question is forever in the air for all black people. Nobody should have the last say on that shit. And there is no black train of thought. You cannot ascribe a race to a political ideology either. There is no black or white politics. There is only what's best for you.
And that's the whole point, Hood Conservative, is you have individuals that have gotten to the point to where you have other races of people that you agree with that can openly state what you as a black man should think, how you should act, how you should respond to things, how you should move in life. And they see no problem with that.
Yeah, and to highlight the point, of Indigenous TV Super Chat, saying black men should be. Oh, I didn't know you hadn't called it out.
Oh no, I accidentally brought it down right when you was bringing it up. But if you remember what it said, go ahead.
Oh, it just said black men should be libertarian. There is no should be to it. Just like we don't have any issue with AC Star voting for the Democrats. We're just like asking them basic questions. Hey, why are you doing it? At the end of the day, we're cool with it. Hey, man, do you? Just like black men who want to be libertarian. And even if If you want to be a commie nigga, go ahead, do you. As a black man, you have free choice to do that. But all of a sudden, when a black man say, hey, I'm conservative, you know, I'm rocking this MAGA movement, I'm rocking with Trump, you know what I'm saying? He made my pockets fat. He benefits my family. Oh, no, nigga, you can't do that. You a sellout. You the white man. No, it's free choice. As a black man, go do you. Nobody can tell you what to do.
Where do you get your innovators from? Your inventors, the individuals that come up with different philosophies and thought processes. If everyone is supposed to think and act and speak the same.
This is why everybody on the left is reading off the same script, essentially. At this point, especially, you're not allowed to diverge from any of the so-called mainstream leftist thought. You're going to be drummed out of, you know, popularity. And even in this circle here on TV, it's like a microcosm of how the left, not just black people on the left, but the left in general will treat you. But even in the black community, you'll see it. This when we talk about the Carlton versus Will Smith and the Carltons get chased out the hood, they will just slowly excommunicate you for not, you know, playing ball the way they think everything needs to go. And so now it's like you're removed from the circle. So as adults now, as professionals, they want to move against you professionally. They will try to block you out of certain things because you're not in the circle. That's how basically on social media. This is why certain channels get shut down. This is why certain platforms get shut down for having the wrong conversations. That's not coming from the left. I mean, that's not coming from the right. That's coming from the left, because ultimately they are about control. And yeah, they're about controlling black people in particular, because black people are a valuable resource to the left.
And it trips me out. You know, one thing is that, you know, I used to be in the middle, hardcore, like, you know, I guess you would call them libertarian in the middle, you know. And then when I started, you know, guiding more to the right, I noticed that, oh man, these people on the right, they don't give a damn what I say. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, and they don't care. Some are gonna rock with me, some won't. But I had free choice in business and life, where I wanted to live, what I wanted to eat. Nobody was trying to come over me and tell me what to do except other black folk. And I'm like, what? How does that make any sense?
That's the way it is, though. And that's kind of what I've been bumping into just in general, is like you get a lot more, and I'm not going to say you won't get pushback. There's all kind of heated debates going on the right. And yes, there are rules, you know, to being on the right, so to speak. Like there's you know, boundaries where you start to go too far outside of, people look at you like you're not really one of us. Like, yeah, that's it. But the thing is, you're not going to get attacked as harsh. Like there's definitely some kind of weird cult vibe going on the left, where it's like they just don't really care to even have the debates or the discussion. They'd rather shut you down. It's weird. And I can relate it to kind of how the black community operates too in a lot of ways.
All right. Like I said earlier in the show, I gotta take the cheering. Got to take the cheering to a dentist appointment at 12:50. So I got to get up out of here. Thanks. Well, I'll probably be able to find it, but since you got the link, email me that link, because I do want to watch this whole conversation. Hood service. So go ahead and email me that link. I got to check this out. This is wild. But
you just want to copy and paste it.
It's our. Oh, you already got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I see it. It's in the back in the private chat that I'm trying to. There we go. Okay, I see. All right, cool. All right, well, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Like I said, this one going well. Yeah, we had 2 hours and 30 minutes. I only do 3 hours, so it wasn't that short. But a somewhat shorter show today. But I'd like to thank everybody who came on through. I'd like to thank Hood Service Trader, NBD, SKC, Fantastic, AC Star. Hope I'm not missing anybody else who hopped up on the panel, and everybody who contributed to the show in any way, shape, or form. I'd like to thank y'all for coming on through, and we are out of here. Peace.